Beeped 5 times. I think on a GoPro beeping 5 times means it's done what you want it to do. Starting to record. That's already recording. Let's go. Right, so what we're going to start off with cutting off the black and the red. Jesus, they are thick wires. Right, so that's my warranty. But we're not going to worry about that just yet. These are the connectors that come with the battery. They're exactly the same. So there's not like a male and a female version. We're going to snip those wires back like that. And we're going to snip these wires back like so. And then we're going to spin them round and spin those round. Like so, and then we're going to get some connectors that I've got. I think I've banged my head about 12 times so far. I'm going to connect them. It's always best to twist your wires so you don't get any scraggly bits, and which could obviously short out. We could actually put that on that. That's your heat shrink. Just make sure that's the same length. Jesus, that would have had someone's f***ing eye out. So that's going there. And we've got crimps. Just make sure that your wires are tight. When you're putting them on, twist them on. Then we've got our heat shrink on them, like so. And your heat shrink on that one. Just check to make sure that it's tight, which it is. So we are on there like so. There's no wires hanging out. Both extremely tight. And just make sure they're lined up, which they are. Add a bit of heat on them and that will shrink around it and keep it watertight, or tight as you can get it. Right, so I've had my lunch, straight breakfast. We're just going to heat up the heat shrink. Right, so that's done. Going in there. In regards to what you can see, I need to put that on, we need to put this on. Right, let's put this on. So we're going to put this on next. So we're going to connect the tank up, the wires up to the tank. Right, so first of all we're going to get our wire for our wheel, and that should be a yellow, a blue and a green, which there is. So we're going to go with blue first, and you should push this in and it should click. I don't know about clicking, but it's in, and then Jesus Christ, how colourblind am I? I've just connected a green to a blue. A blue to blue and green to green. Now we're going to connect the hall sensor. You can tell it's a hall sensor because it's got loads of different little wires going in. So that's the hall sensor done. And now we're going to get our... I do believe this is the throttle. And then we've got the 2 brakes. So now I've got 2 more wires, which I don't know where they go, unless they're lights. The wires pulling it down off the magnets, which is a pain. So what we're going to do now is get our tank cap, which is here, and then we're going to put our sheath over the top so don't pinch any wires. On there nice and straight. It's not rocking around. We'll bounce it up and down. That does look cool. Now we've got the tank on and the wiring loom. As you can see, there's quite a fair few wires dangling down, which isn't ideal, to be honest with you. And we don't really want that. So we want to be able to, you know, tuck them away so you don't see them. So we need to try and find a way of hiding all these wires. Obviously I have got quite a lot of room up here that it can be just tucked away, so there's no real issue there. Alright, so basically within the motor kit they did give us some cable tidy, give us quite a bit of it, so I want to try and see if I can get some of these wires tidied up a bit, because nobody likes wires. This is one of the most boring things you could probably do while building anything, but it does make it look good. This is quite painfully boring. So my knees, I'm too old for this. 40 in a couple of weeks. Much prefer sitting down working. Alright, that's just about it now, I think. Much better now. Fair bit of gap up here, which I think I could probably get most of them in. That's pretty good. What you want to do as well is check that your wires aren't going to be pinching on anything when you turn, which they don't look like they are. So we've got the tank on, the back wheel on, the cables are all tidied up and looking kind of like they should really. You know, they're out the way, tucked out the way, and nothing's kind of pinching on anything, so that's good. What we're going to do now is fit the seat, fit the chain, and sort the brakes out, make sure that they're, you know, stopping like they should. Right, so this is the seat that this is a seat that we covered back in one of the other episodes. Right, so that's the seat on. Looks straight. That's good. I'm going to put the chain on. So we're going to put the chain on now, which is one of the dirtiest jobs we could probably do. So we're going to put the chain on. It's a fairly easy thing to do. You do have to disconnect it from the frame if you want to paint it, unfortunately. So I've got some gloves on because it is covered in oil. So I'm going to just put the chain on there, like so, and onto the rear crank. Getting grease everywhere. Annoyingly, what I've done is can't move in this shed. It's always little things that just you off. nice that was. Give me a f***ing headache that is. We're going to put the chain on. It's a fairly easy thing to do. Fairly easy thing to do. Oh, that hurt my head. Right, so we're going to pull the wheel back as tight as it can go. As far back as it can go. So there's hardly any slack on that. Okay, so they're done. So now we're going to connect the rear brakes. I do believe that goes under the washer. That's that one there. So if we spin the back wheel and pull the brakes, they stop. Not very quick, but they stop. That seems to be a bit tighter, maybe too tight now. Oh, my head's banging. That stressed me out. So this goes on there to the chain guard. That one goes in like that. That one goes there like so. So this is basically me with a pounding headache because I couldn't get the chain to go back together, which I have now. Here we are. This is the chopper bike. It is 98% done. I literally just need to get the battery, the bracket made up, which once that's in, it's going to look proper cool. I don't know if you've seen the sign or whether you can see the sign. That's what it looks like without a light anyway. North Side Customs. It's a little bit of a play on West Side Customs, or West Coast Customs should I say. So this is basically my bike. Pretty much finished. We've got we've painted the rear wheel, we've done the writing on the back, we've sprayed the frame in this cool funky like bed truck bed liner. We've recovered the seat, which looks quite cool. And what else have we done? We've painted the pedals, replaced the actual pedals. The tank is to house the controller and the wiring loom. The battery pack is going to go here. What else have we done? We've fitted the light at the front, and obviously the motor at the front. Added the brake levers, got the controls there as well, so yeah, that's going to make us stop and go, and it's pretty much done. So this is the battery I've gone with. It's the BTR Power, £280. I think it's advertised at 288, but we had a little bit of a deal going on. It looks fairly durable, very very heavy. What's going to happen is I'm going to have these brackets made up to kind of replicate some kind of engine bay, I suppose, and they're going to sit like this. It's 48 volt, 1000 watt, so it's going to be, you know, it's going to kick out some power, and It should go quite far. I've got to take the bike to the garage now to get these brackets welded into some form of like a bracket. Shouldn't be too difficult. I am actually kind of a little bit nervous about actually connecting it, because the last time I connected the battery, which was my scooter, which was something like a 7.5 amp. This is a lot bigger than that. This is 15 amp. No, sorry, it's 18 amp. This is an 18 amp battery. The other one was a 7 amp battery, and when I connected it together and it sparked, I screamed like a little girl. So this is like twice as big. So yeah, over twice as big. So this is probably going to blow me across the room like some scene from Jurassic Park. So I'm not looking forward to that. Other than the chain, this is quite an easy little bit rebuild. Everything's gone as I wanted it to. The bike's actually looking really cool, and the picture I had in my head when I first bought the bike is pretty much, you know, 100% to how I pictured it in my head. So it's really cool. Really chuffed with how that turned out. So I've enjoyed building this bike, hopefully as much as I'm going to enjoy riding it. I've got some big plans. I've obviously bought 5 more frames, so there's going to be technically 5 more. There's a fly buzzing around here and it's me off. Mr. Miyagi, you. Yeah, so I bought 5 more frames, so technically that's 5 more projects to come. I do plan on selling the next one. Obviously use my one as like a, you know, example of what you can have. The second one obviously will be better. Piece of anyway, thank you for watching. As always guys, give us a thumbs up, subscribe somewhere down the bottom, and I'll catch you in the next one.